When you are the face of your company, it's a different level of pressure than I think people really understand. Because some people can hide behind a name and a brand and not images that, is kind of vague. And so anybody can be the face as they meet people. But I knew early on I wanted to brand myself as my company. My name is Duval. My business is Duval Design, and we are based out of the city of Fairfax, Virginia. I got into design because I first got a job at California Closets. And so I was there I got a job in 2005, and I had applied for so many positions. And then from there, I just landed as their receptionist. I went from, I think, a receptionist to like the admin assistant to the executive assistant. I moved into HR. I started doing design part-time, and then I eventually moved into their design and sales management, and was there for 12 years. And so then while there, I went back to school to get my degree in design. I was about 21, I think. I was living in Jersey, working in New York, and I had a vision of my life and kind of where I was ending up. And I saw my life having hotels and resorts. And before I had the vision, I was a pre-med major. I had gone to school previously, so I was a double major, double minor. I double majored in biology and Spanish. I double minored in chemistry and leadership, and I was on track to go into neurology, actually. And so while I was there on this change of career and course of life, right, had this vision, and then when I got settled, I moved from there into the DC metro area. I'd applied to like 100 places, and the only place I landed was a place in design. And so I landed in this place of design and then found a new passion for design that I didn't even know I had. What I love about my team is I think that they understand the culture. I think that's really a big thing for me. And I've talked about this on podcasts before. I'm very big about my company culture. I don't play with that. I will give room for someone not understanding things. I make a lot of room for mistakes. I make a lot of room for growing in your careers. But culture I'm really big on. And it's just, we center our business around 10 core values that just talk about never devaluing yourself. We are a we culture. I'm not a designer who likes to take credit for everything. I really do just feel like a team member among my team. And even in our emails, we make sure to say we. I don't like the use of I. There was no one who did one thing on their own. Everyone is partnering. I'm able to sit with you today because my team is able to manage market without me, and this is what we are doing collectively. And then we celebrate our wins together. We celebrate our failures together. And I think my team really understands the culture, and I really love that. Like, we are one unit and with one objective, and we move at one pace, at one beat. And I wouldn't have it any other way. I have a super team. They're pretty awesome, and everyone's very different. So on our site, I show the background and backdrops of all of our team members and where they came from. And one of our guys, a project coordinator, he actually is, his background is in baking. And so he brings to the team a different level of hospitality that I don't think that I had. And so he comes, like when the clients come, guests come, the mailman comes to the office, he's bringing out drinks and making sure that everyone feels happy and safe, and he does that when we are here at market. And so what I think it does, it frees me up to do my job. And my job is to expand the brand, be the visionary. I have to be the face of the company, which is a very tricky job because it's not really defined roles. And they are taking care of everything else. I'm very customer centered. I'm very customer service focused. And to have team members who understand the value of that makes me not stressed about their experience from the first point of contact all the way through gift giving and our installation. And so with team members who know their jobs and care about the company as much as I do and the clients as much as I do, it just lets me be free to just expand. So growing up, I grew up in a very Caucasian neighborhood. I am half Black and my mother's Korean. And so we grew up in a community that wasn't as diverse. And so I had a lot of issues growing up, not really feeling connected. I wasn't Black enough for the Black community. I was not white. I was not Asian. Clearly, you cannot tell. But culturally, I was Asian. I was very Asian in culture. And I always had identity issues. Not that I didn't want to be who I was, but I never found a place for myself. And so going from that into a corporate career, you still kind of had that sensibility of you're not going to be accepted again. And so then when I went through California Closets, and while I love the brand, I think I felt the same kind of experience. I had a few racial interactions that were just not the best, that kind of reminded me I was not welcome into this community and into our industry. So when I started my own business, I knew that I wanted to make sure people knew I was a Black man before they met me. So I branded my website with my face all on it. I wanted to make sure they knew who they were meeting. I didn't want to hear one more time, "Oh, I didn't know you look like that. Oh, on the phone, I thought you looked different. Oh, I wasn't expecting to see you." And then having a client turn you away after having a good experience on the phone, but then seeing that you didn't look like what they expected, it's always very jarring. That's always a jarring experience because you just don't expect it. And so I knew that I wanted to brand myself right away so there was no miscommunication when we met. And so it was only maybe 2 years ago that I actually took my face off the front page of the business. So now it's like just our work. While I still show my company and team on my team page, this was a breakthrough for me actually in this industry, and understanding that I feel like I have footing now, I have a place now, and our industry is changing enough for me not to feel the pressure to look like my voice sounds, if that makes any sense. But I would tell my younger self that lean into who you are. Now I can see that my difference is really what helps me stand out. I think before, the difference is really what made you feel isolated. It made you feel like you actually weren't a part of the crowd, which now it can make me feel like I'm actually outside of the crowd, and now I'm more easily seen, I'm more easily visible, which works to my strength. So I would tell him, hey buddy, like, lean into it, own it, be who you are, and don't be afraid of it.